来てるならさっさと仕事を始めるわよ。ぼーっと突っ立って時間を無駄にしないで。
Why hello and welcome back everyone. Today we are back with Path to Nowhere. We just finished chapter 1. So, before we do get into chapter 2, let's close the curtains on chapter 1 completely. By which I mean Iron and An interrogations. Let's go. Have you been, Chief? Yeah, so most interrogations are not voiced, so here I am. She deliberately enunciated your name in a not-so-friendly way. Thanks to you, my patients and colleagues are dead. My hospital has been blown up, and now you've confined me to this interrogation room. What do you want? This music doesn't help. It really it's so sad. I feel like an asshole. Because we should be. Like, that situation, it did not go well. The harsh lighting doesn't deter Iron at all. She glares at you from across the table with piercing gaze. With such hostility, it will probably be hard to convince her to work with the FAC. Put on relaxed airs and cozy up to her. Empathize with her feelings. Well, I don't think she cares much about both, actually. Relaxed air and cozy? Nah, that's not gonna help. And empathizing, empathy, it's clearly not something that she needs. But oh well. I'm not gonna dismiss her. I'm deeply sorry for what happened at Salva. I know you won't be able to talk to me calmly anytime soon. But as you saw, I harbor no ill intentions towards sinners. You don't have to be so guarded against me. We have the same goal. The same. She cuts you off with a cold chuckle. Salva sacrificed lives to save Syndicate. How can it be the same? Now, Chief of Mino's Bureau of Crisis Control, there are two things you need to be clear about. First, I am innocent. Everything I've done is to heal Syndicate. Put away your interrogation tactics. I don't care for them. No matter what evidence you have, I will not kowtow to authority. Second, she gazes at you with a tiny trace of gloom in her eyes. Second, I'm not your comrade in arms, let alone your friend. We both know how much damage your presence has dealt to the hospital. You want me to put on a smile and chat with you like nothing ever happened? And in this trapped interrogation room full of surveillance equipment, of all places? I mean, like, she's not wrong. Like, dream on. She clearly has no more patience to humor you after saying this. Her mechanical left hand clenches and unclenches impatiently. If you get what I mean, then stop wasting time. Now tell me, what do those cowards want from me? Cowards? The FAC, that organization who's supposed to exist for the sole purpose of controlling Mania. And yet, they sent a clueless chief and 2 little girls to Syndicate when the Mania crisis is at its peak. Though all you could do was to hide behind the sinners, at least your shackles and decisions played a crucial role. But as for them, all the disorder and evil in Syndicate nowadays, they're inextricably linked to the FAC's incompetence and dereliction of duty. Can you blame me for calling them cowards? Fair enough, you know. I've heard worse curses in Syndicate. You don't know how Nightingale will react if you talk about FAC's noble deeds under close surveillance, but for the sake of the negotiations, you have no choice but to continue the topic. But how did you know it has to do with the FAC? An educated guess. My observations of you tell me that the authorities had not yet grasped how to surgically suppress Mania. Surely they won't ignore the mountain of patient data Cell retrieved from Syndicate, as well as over 100 clinical records I made. But you just said FAC was incompetent in the face of Mania. How can you be sure that they want to know about your surgeries? Because of you. Aaron's tone softens noticeably. I can tell that you want to save lives, regardless of gender or age, or whether they're civilians, maniacs, or sinners. It's true that I'm not sure what the FAC wants, but as for you, I know for sure that you won't give up on treating Mania. You'll definitely push for military-civilian cooperation. As she had guessed, you listed in detail what you saw and heard at Salva in the Syndicate mission report, and refuted rumors about horrific experiments taking place there. You hope that Salva's good deeds in Syndicate can be taken seriously by the FAC. But Iron got one thing wrong. FAC's order document. We retrieved combat records from the FAC and became interested in Salva, Hospital's current experiments. The FAC is willing to provide support in terms of technologies and funds to Iron the Sinner to share the experiment's results so that we can make progress in the Mania's medical research field together. I did report the contributions made by you and Salva towards fighting Mania to my superiors, but this cooperation isn't pushed by me. The FAC issued an order before I could draft a cooperation proposal. My report piqued their interest, and they hope to collaborate with you on Mania research and find a cure. Man, I love the expressions in this game. Look at her face. Like, it says so much. Her brows twitch as she carefully examines the order document on the table, but she remains silent. The wait for her reply is torturous. After what seemed like an eternity, she finally tilts her head. I refuse. Why? Aaron's decision seems incomprehensible. The FAC can provide her with personnel, technical and limitless financial support, yet she still chooses to reject the offer after careful consideration. Sensing your confusion, she smiles and pushes the documents back to you. Compared to a few empty promises on paper, I'm more inclined to trust what I saw in Syndicate with my own eyes. You still don't trust the FAC? What has the FAC ever been responsible for that merits any trust? The gang wars? The proliferation of mania weapons? Or the patients on my operating table that they've neglected and abandoned? Her sudden, sharp questions leave you speechless. Forget it. I thank them for their kind offer, but I refuse to cooperate until I see some sincerity from the FAC. Even without funding, technology, or even a clinic, I will continue the mania research on my own. Even if I'm the only one left. Iron speaks in an extra grave tone as she frowns at her left arm. It seems that she is trying to convince herself more so than you. Perhaps you already know why she's frowning. But can you really continue only on your own? What do you mean? Are you doubting my medical skills now? No, I'm doubting how well a doctor can treat an illness when she is seriously ill herself. Iron's physical examination result. The examination showed a critical level of mania corruption and an unstable mental status. The spots in her shoulder skin are signs of mutation caused by the corruption. According to the tests taken at the time of your detainment, your base M value is higher than most other sinners. As a professional researcher of mania, you know better than I do what this means. Iron does not respond. She just stares at the file data in cold silence, so you continue the topic yourself. This means that when you awakened as a sinner, your M value was already so high that you were on the brink of derangement. Each time your M value increases, you get one step closer to becoming a corruptor. If the mutation really occurs, you won't even be able to save yourself with your sanity lost, let alone save Syndicate. There are no what-ifs. Your shackles are the best bet for suppressing mania. The shackles won't last forever. If something happens to me, I told you there are no what-ifs! Your words enrage Iron for some reason. Her mechanical left arm slaps against the armrest of the interrogation chair, making shrill noises. For your information, I already told Anne before I met you that I'd operate on myself before I mutate. You perform nerve modification surgery on yourself? Then you'll become like Tad. You'll lose all desires and become a walking corpse. She literally says, I'd rather lobotomize myself. What I become has nothing to do with you. But your shackles are critical to the M value of every sinner in the Bureau. It's the unsolved enigma to restrain mania, and the hope of this city. I won't let these what-ifs come true. Those are supposed to be words showing concern, but she manages to make them sound harsh and menacing. I promise you I won't die easily. I'm sorry I shouldn't have joked about such things. You take back your assumptions, and Iron's rage cools a bit. Yet as you observe Iron fuming, you can't help but remember that iron-blooded devil standing before the ruins of Salva. Irritability is a mania symptom, and it is still affecting her life. My shackles can indeed prevent you from mutating, but what about the nightmares, insomnia, the mental and emotional anguish? What about the searing sores on your body? You look at Iron's left shoulder, where her robotic arm connects to her torso. According to the physical examination, there had been severe alteration there. What sinners with high M value are suffering from is 100 times worse than what has been recorded on paper. Pain, insomnia, and irritability can all be controlled with medication. Long-term use of such medication will definitely lead to dependence and resistance, which can only be restrained by taking more medication. There is no end to such treatment. She caresses her left arm, pretending not to care. I'm a medical professional. I know what dosage to use. No need for you to worry about it. You are as ruthless to yourself as you are to the patients. I'm not trying to be ruthless. It's a choice that must be made to heal Syndicate. She has left herself no room to back out. By this point, it doesn't seem like anything new will come from the interrogation. You two just sit face to face in silence across the FAC files and medical reports. She is waiting for you to talk. That's it for the interrogation today. So you are still not willing to cooperate with the FAC? I can do it on my own. I will let you see the FAC's sincerity. She smiles, finally relaxing a bit, non-committal at your answer. All the nurses at Salva call me stubborn behind my back. No one can sway my decisions. But this time, she flashes her eyebrows, half jokingly. I seem to have met my match. Phase 1 complete. Iron Interrogation 1. It went a lot smoother than expected. Iron is not unwilling to cooperate. It's just that she has doubts about the FAC's sincerity and determination. As for anything else irrelevant to the treatment research, she doesn't care about them at all. Not even her own mania situation. After the interrogation, the adjutant asked Iron to keep the FAC's commands and physical examination reports for now. Iron didn't want to waste time arguing, so she took the 2 documents, only to throw them away into a garbage can the moment she left the room. What the hell? The corruptors hysterically slammed their bodies against the battered wooden door. You are nestled inside the room behind the door with a team of guards and some frightened civilians. 10 minutes ago, you heard calls for help on your way back from a failed mission. To protect the civilians in need, you were caught up in a small-scale contamination outbreak. The corruptor's siege grows more and more frenzied. You have nowhere left to retreat. Your last line of defense wavers as the wooden door is battered to pieces, while aid from the sinners is still far away.
Everyone, take cover and destroy the corruptors! Protect the chief and the civilians to safety first!
Is it help from the MBCC?
It's not the MBCC.
Gunshots ring out from outside the door, and an unfamiliar female voice begins to speak through the comms.
Chief, I'm Captain Claire of the 6th Squadron. As the closest FAC squadron to you, we are here to keep you safe.
She's cute. Love the hair. So it's FAC.
Leave the fighting to us. Adjutant Nightingale has already dispatched medical support from the MBCC, so please don't worry.
The message from the comms is intertwined with the roars of the monsters beyond the door. It seems that the situation is still dismal. Is there anything we can do?
You've already used up a lot of gunpowder and stamina to protect the civilians. What you need to do now is trust us.
A sense of reassuring smile can be heard from the comms. The civilians behind the door let out sighs of relief.
Nash, keep your distance. Beware of mania contamination. Direct all your firepower at 7 o'clock.
The battle situation outside is a haze. You can only guess what's going on through Captain Claire's commands.
Kata, watch out! Captain!
Screeching noises erupt from the comms as the equipment on the other side is impacted in battle. Oh god, are they gonna die? Oh no. Captain Claire, are you alright?
It's okay. Just the first crashes. Everyone, deploy your defense barriers at 8 o'clock. Don't let the monsters get close.
The battle rages on, and no one behind the door dares to relax. Everyone leans firmly against the wooden door, observing the battle situation through the comms with bated breaths. The gunshots finally subside, and the corruptors let out their final howls.
Chief, the crisis is over. You're safe now.
The guards carefully push open the door and peek out. Corruptor remains are strewn everywhere amidst the smoldering gun smoke. A female soldier in a blood-stained uniform stands nearby. She leads her team to salute you from a distance.
Chief, all 8 members of the FAC's 6th Squadron are here. There are no casualties.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
No problem. It is the 6th Squadron's mission to fight. It is our duty.
She glances at the wounded civilians and guards.
The MBCC's medical reinforcements should be arriving soon. Chief, all the follow-up work is now in your hands. Don't worry. Guards, listen up. Check to see if anyone is injured, and if they are, have them wait here for the medical team. As for everyone else, escort the civilians back home. Captain!
You sense something ominous when you hear the shout. Turning around, you see that Claire has collapsed to the ground. The seemingly innocuous scratch on her jaw begins to emit eerie wisps of black smoke.
Look! It's the Bayesian crystal! The captain has been infected! The captain was trying to protect me! Chief, what do we do?
The joy of triumph suddenly vanishes. The squadron members all look at you in anticipation. They have no commanding officer now and need your orders.
Don't panic. Guards, carry on with your tasks. 6th Squadron?
You don't show any panic, but you are all too familiar with mania crystals. Anybody who comes into contact with them will mutate into a corruptor very soon. Call the squadron members.
Don't worry. She got injured while trying to help the MBCC, so the MBCC will definitely save her.
Breathing as calmly as possible, you reach out to Claire. The medical team has not arrived yet. Perhaps you have to give it a go and try to contain her mania with your shackles.
Do you want to die with her here?
A familiar voice rings out from behind. A robotic arm pushes through the crowd, and a reassuring white-robed figure comes to your side.
Iron?
Calm enough. Good job. She raises her brows and nods. Eschewing any further pleasantries, she jumps into working mode and begins checking the patient's wound right away. Explain the situation to Iron.
A mania crystal has scratched her right jaw during the battle. Time? Around 50 minutes ago.
While clearing up the infection, Iron frowns as she measures with fingers the distance between Claire's wound and her brain.
The nerves are most active during high-intensity combat. 15 minutes.
I'm afraid. She kneels beside the patient and picks up the name tag on Claire's uniform. FAC. You are the only one who notices Iron's wariness towards the 3 letters.
Captain Claire of the FAC 6th Squadron, do you hear me? Open your eyes.
Claire frowns in pain.
Claire, can you hear me?
As Iron speaks, she puts her hand on top of Claire's head and begins to probe the contamination levels in her body, with her neuroelectric powers.
I'm sorry.
After the third call, Claire forces open her eyelids, with her lips trembling. Her right eye has already turned dark purple from being too close to the wound. All the squadron members gasp at the mania spreading so fast.
Try to make fists with both hands. Can you do it?
Claire's left hand clenches successfully, but her right hand stays still.
There is still consciousness, but the neural connections have been severely corrupted, and the contamination has spread to the brain. Simply cleaning the wound won't help. Surgery is needed immediately. Surgery? Now? Here? All unnecessary personnel, get lost! Chief, stay to help.
The squadron members wince at you, obviously not comfortable with handing over their captain to a stranger. Iron doesn't bother to assuage them. She has already started fishing out tools from her medical kit. Persuade the squadron members.
She's an excellent doctor. Trust her and step back.
The squadron members step back grudgingly. At the same time, after some simple sterilization, Iron quickly locates the area of incision on the right side of the skull.
Chief, give me the hook. The third tool from the left.
As Iron talks, she injects anesthesia into Claire, while scalpels and pincers pop out from her medical arm. You recognize the shape of the robotic arm at this moment. Ted's benumbed face flashes in your mind. Tool in hand, your arm pauses in midair.
You're performing a nerve modification surgery? You ask them to trust me, but you don't seem to trust me myself. Is this really the only option? What other choice do we have? Use your shackles on her and then perish together after losing control? You have 20 seconds to decide. The anesthesia will come into effect soon. This is a race against the spread of mania.
I should respect Claire's wishes. You have no right to decide her future.
Oh, it's a very difficult ethical choice.
A moral dilemma. Would you save this person if this and this and this happened? When the person is unable to make the choice for themselves, and you have to make the decision for them. She decided to tough it out, and yet I don't think she expected to end up like this. Or maybe she did. But at the same time, nobody wants to die. So at this time, maybe we don't have the right, but we still need to choose. We still need to do something, and not just stay idly by as she turns. So I don't want to choose the second option. I should respect Claire's wishes. Seeing Iron's conviction, you also stop hesitating. You kneel down to whisper into Claire's ear.
Listen, Claire, this operation can save your life, but you will lose all your emotions, desires, and memories. You will never be a soldier again.
Yeah, this is really messed up. Like, no emotions, no memories. She's just gonna be a doll. Like, what kind of life is that, you know?
Are you still willing to have the surgery under these conditions? Please answer, please answer. Cliff.
On the verge of death, Claire struggles to look towards her squadron members.
Save me! No matter what, they're waiting for me. Thank God she made a choice. Whew. The responsibility is no longer on us.
Iron's silver mechanical arm is already in place when Claire spoke, as if expecting this answer from the beginning. Her other hand is outstretched to the tool. I know more about one's desire to survive than you. The third one on the left on the ground, please. Open up here. Hurry. The surgery officially begins. Having retreated to a distance, the 6th squadron member cannot hear your conversation, nor witness Iron's breathtaking surgical skills. They can only wait anxiously.
Nash, did you see the electric current? She's a sinner. But this situation... Guess there's nothing else we can do. Everyone from the squadron who touched that kind of crystal in the past, they all... But the sinners are the source of the mania crystals themselves.
Struggling, reluctant, and helpless, every member of the squadron falls into silence.
Do you remember what the captain always liked to say? It's the 6th squadron's duty to fight. If that sinner does anything that desecrates a soldier's dignity, I won't spare her.
Though comatose, Claire's vital signs are stable. And with the help of Iron's neuroelectric power, she feels no pain. The air reeks of burnt flesh and blood. The operation is progressing smoothly. The murmuring in the distance do not affect Iron in the slightest. One may find it hard to believe that the M value of this calm doctor already approached the critical threshold many years ago. They seem to be talking about you. Yes, I can hear them. You can release the hook now.
Is it because you're a sinner?
Needle and thread, please. She's so focused, she does not concern herself. The lion does not concern herself with haters.
Should I explain on your behalf?
Explain what? It's true that I'm a sinner, and the after effects of the surgery are indeed very severe. But it's also true that I'm the only one who can save her life. Iron's tone is unusually calm. You notice that her actions have slowed down.
Are you encountering some difficulties in the surgery?
I'm just stitching. I don't want to leave any ugly scars on her, so I'm taking a bit more time. Iron cuts free the last thread of stitching and puts down the surgical tool in her hands. Did you get a good look at today's surgery?
No.
Iron's speed was breathtaking. You only recall that she cut out some dark purple jelly-like tissue from a blurry mass of flesh, her tools traversing between blood vessel-like filaments. It's fine. I've already completed my purpose by letting you watch one. The surgery is over. You can call them to come over.
What did you say?
The squadron member grabs her angrily by the collar, but Iron doesn't dodge. She just stares numbly at the all-too-familiar commotion and repeats herself once more. The mania lesions have been removed. All her emotions, desires, and memories have been lost. To suppress mania, any violent impulses must be rooted out. Interesting. That's a very interesting sentence. Violent impulses, rage. To stop mania from spreading, they need to be removed, because mania implements them. But without them, there is nothing to amplify.
Do you realize that she won't be able to go to the battlefield like this? This is worse than killing her!
This was her choice. It's a necessary sacrifice to survive.
No, it's impossible. I refuse to believe that the captain would accept such an operation. The captain always told our teammates who got contaminated to have no regrets. The FAC lives from mania and dies from mania. Death by contamination is an honor. She has always been a captain who shoulders everyone's willpower as she fights. If she knows she has to eke out a miserable, contaminated living, she'd no longer forgive herself.
Shut up. The life of a cripple is no different from that of a hero.
Who are you calling a cripple? This is all your fault! You prolonged the captain's pain with your stupid surgery and desecrated the dignity of a soldier! Is this how you FAC people treat their lifesavers? Aaron pushes aside the vexatious squadron members, fishes out a scalpel from her bag, and flings it next to the comatose Claire. Well, if you believe that dying on the battlefield is the proper dignity for a soldier, then go ahead. We certainly want her to live more than anyone else, but we also know Claire. She would have wanted... Nash gawks at the scalpel on the ground, panting angrily, but someone else rushed towards the blade without hesitation. Katya, what are you doing? The squadron member named Katya ignores her teammates' shouts and lunges at Iron with the blade. Block the attack! Stop! Battle-weary Katya has long exhausted her fighting strength. You hold her easily, and she falls to her knees. If it weren't for Iron, Claire would have mutated into a corruptor by now, and you would have had to kill her. How can you be so ungrateful? I can't do anything. I have to at least punish this vile woman who turned the captain into a walking corpse. The 6th Squadron had 8 members. Now there are... She had lost her wits and glares at Iron with burning hatred. Claire knew what the surgery would cause, but she accepted it so she could return to you guys. No, it can't be! I don't believe it! It must be the sinner! The sinner must have made the decision for herself! The rest of the squadron surrounds the unconscious captain, acquiescing to Katya's tantrum. This is not how a life-saving doctor should be treated. But Iron's calm expression tells you that she faces such hostility on a daily basis. As I said, there is no need to explain. Don't waste your time. She grabs you by the wrist and turns to leave, ignoring the torrent of abuse from behind. Typical sinner! Like I thought you were all monsters. Cold, truthless monsters! Monsters, you say? Maybe you are hallucinating from battle fatigue, but you seem to see Aaron smile upon hearing the word monsters. It is a smile that is both helpless and reminiscent. To return to her teammates, Claire decided to have an inhumane operation. Her teammates quarreled with the doctor because, on the one hand, they wanted to respect their leader's choice, but on the other hand, they wanted to save her dignity. As a bystander, it can be hard for you to tell if today's event is right or wrong. Things are more complicated than that. As for Iron, she clearly senses the friendship and bond shared between the FAC 6 Squadron's members. Will Iron stop hating the FAC so much after this? What is hidden under that smile on her face? And why did she make you watch the surgery?
Hey, have you heard? That Iron from the neurosurgery department refused the offers of every major hospital. She said she's going to Syndicate to treat mania. Mania? Hasn't that already been determined to be a terminal illness with no cure? Yeah, and it's a disease that only those Syndicate hood rats get. It's their karmic retribution.
Looks like we're getting some classicism. Okay. So it looks like people in the city aren't really concerned with mania.
Syndicate. Even thinking about that place makes me want to puke. We lowly mortals simply can't fathom the mind of a genius from a medical heritage. Guess we are not worthy of working with her in the East Side. Hey, do you think Genius Iron will turn into some ratchet monster too, after going to Syndicate? What is she called? To sacrifice for one's ideals? Oh yes, no terrible ideals.
I could hear all their sneers and taunts. The onslaught of scorn never stopped from the moment I decided to treat mania. Those self-righteous med students at Banyan mocked me mercilessly, even as I took to the stage to speak on their behalf. Of course I was self-righteous too. Oh my god, look at her, she's so beautiful! What? I mean, not like she's not now, but you could totally see how life messed her up at that time.
Greetings, dear teachers and fellow students. I'm Iron, valedictorian of this year's graduating class. It is the graduation ceremony of Banyan Medical College today. As the lucky beneficiaries of East Side's elite medical education, we'll soon be applying the clinical knowledge we've learned to treating diseases and saving lives. Someday, most of us will become the pillars of this city's health system. But I have no faith in such a future. How can a bunch of doctors who abandoned Syndicate, ignored the plight of thousands, and turned a deaf ear to the mania spreading across this city, expect trust from their patients?
What kind of crazy nonsense is she spewing this time?
Whoa, is her M-value already spucking out before she even steps her foot in Syndicate?
I shared years of my research and analysis of mania and the danger of its spread, but no one in the audience cared. I did elicit an uproar, not because they realized the severity and danger of mania, but because they thought what I said and myself was a joke.
According to my research, even though mania is greatly affected by M-value, in essence, it is still a communicable disease. My father always said that a doctor's duty is to fight diseases. Are we going to give up mania research just because it's known as a terminal illness? Miss Iron, this is not a speech we agreed on! Even a hoodlum has the right to live. And this is not just a problem for Syndicate. Sooner or later, it will become a problem for East Side, and even all of this city. Miss Iron! The destiny of mankind is a shared one. If we allow mania to spread, or even mutate into other forms, everyone here will turn into a corruptor someday. Enough!
I was ushered off the stage before I could finish my speech. Now that I think about it, it was probably just a meaningless, impulsive outburst, venting my youthful indignation. A new sprite? Whoa! Who's this?
Show me who dares to open a clinic on the boss's turf.
Those here for medical treatment, line up and take a number. The elderly, the disabled, and the pregnant go to the front of the line. Troublemakers, buzz off.
Wow, newcomer to Syndicate and you already have the gall to act so tough. See if you can keep that attitude up in front of my fists.
I didn't have my power back then. It was harder than I imagined to gain a foothold in that unfamiliar city of disorder. But gang warfare was just one of many problems. It was the endless cycle of violence that really brought the treatment of mania to an impasse. Oh my god, another one? What is going on?
Dr. Iron, please save my child. He's been running a high fever ever since he got caught in that crossfire. Out of my way, you old broad. I came here first. Save me first. Their many weapons are just too...
Why are markings showing up on my body? Fuck! Aren't you a professional doctor from East Side? Find anyone to save me! I don't want to turn into a monster!
I used to hate my colleagues' little white lies. I thought those were just fig leaves for their incompetence. Yet now, I was drained of all my energy just to ease their pain. Save lives. Something so natural for doctors was a luxury here in Syndicate. I became impatient. Mania research was a bottleneck. As long as the thirst for harm and violence still existed, there would be no end to such chaos.
Syndicate doesn't have any proper medical institutions, nor any professional staff. You want to treat maniacs here? You can't do it alone.
Oh, Zoya. Well, now. I didn't realize she showed up here.
How about you join the Legion?
She gave a lucrative offer that was even more enticing than the FAC's offer today, but I knew very well that the woman in front of me was the source of Syndicate's incessant warfare. I refused to fight fire with fire.
Since there are no professional staff, I'll pick and train some myself. Since there are no medical institutions, I'll set up the only neutral organization here.
In the end, she didn't force me. But after she left, the harassment of the clinic by other gangs eased markedly. So even after declining Zoya's offer, she still extended some protection from other gangs. But as old problems were resolved, new problems arose. Another one? How many of them are there?
Doctor, your left hand has the same mania markings as I do. So you have been infected as well?
Oh, look at her arm. Jesus Christ, it's oozing black. It's not even just under the coat, it's going from out of the coat.
Shut up! Don't tell anyone. Don't forget, your life is in my hands.
When I came back to my senses, I had already pressed my scalpel against the kid's artery. Jesus. It was not the first time that I lost control of my emotions. My rage cost me quite a few pieces of equipment. I could not put my patients at risk. I had to temporarily close down the clinic. It seemed that my journey to treat mania and save Syndicate was coming to an end too.
Today's the 11th day of my mania infection. My symptoms include a severe headache, twitching of the limbs, poor coordination, and a strong burning sensation in the left arm. I lost consciousness for 2 hours and tried to break open the clinic door to go out and harm others. My stock of painkillers has been exhausted. And when I tried to call the major hospitals in East Side and medical departments of this city, my signal was blocked. I predicted the mania contamination in my left arm will spread to my heart in 2 days.
I no longer had the strength to write, so I had to log my daily symptoms with audio recordings. There was an unprecedented downpour that night, so the recording wasn't clear. Though I didn't contribute much to curing mania, it might be helpful for others to leave behind a detailed case record. I thought I'd get through that long night alone, just like the past 10 days.
Is anyone here? There's a child who needs medical help. Please, I beg you, open the door. The clinic is closed and not operating. Please, just give us a bottle of medicine. Any medicine is fine. You can't just use random medicine. Tell me the symptoms and I'll make a diagnosis. She's a corruptor. She just mutated half an hour ago. But trust me, she's in a coma and doesn't threaten anyone. Her pulse is very weak. Are you alright? Sounds like you're in pain. It's nothing. I haven't been in contact with anyone for too long.
I almost opened the door and let out all my rage of incompetence on them.
If it's really too difficult for you, Can you point us toward a nearby hospital? A pharmacy would be good too. Please. Our only wish is to live.
Hospital. Pharmacy. Those don't exist in Syndicate. It's raining so heavily. They had nowhere else to go. I was the only one stupid enough to do those things in Syndicate. Mania. It was all on me.
Give me 5 minutes, please. I'll open the door for you.
Amputation was a piece of cake, but this was the first time I'm amputating myself. Jesus Christ. 5 minutes? She cut off her arm in 5 minutes. The hand is the soul of the surgeon.
I'm ready. Bring her in.
Jesus Christ.
You must stop the bleeding quickly.
I must have startled her when I opened the door looking like that.
It's alright. I can tough it out. The medicine in the clinic is running out. Give them to her first.
Unfortunately, the child named Paige didn't make it past dawn. But I overcame mania and became a sinner. My value temporarily stopped growing because of my will to resist. Then perhaps mania could be controlled by curbing the urge of violence. Now it makes sense how she found out how to cure quote-unquote mania. She herself was infected at that time, and the only way she made it was through her will to resist. That's why she was so focused on emotions. That's why the lobotomy gets rid of that. Because the person no longer has those strong emotions that mania could utilize and feed on. I could only perfect such an unprecedented type of surgery through trial and error.
Yo, wanna hear something hot off the press?
Another gang scandal.
Whoa! Do you remember that East Side doctor named Iron?
That who kept talking about curing mania. She's just a scammer from East Side, if you ask me. She hasn't been showing up for a long while. What happened?
Her clinic reopened under the new name Salva. Strange thing is, she took in many maniacs, but when they left, they were all brain dead. They were all just stuttering about, looking dumb. They don't laugh or cry or know anything, so much that they don't even look human anymore. I'd say his life was the death.
My shit, and that called Salva? More like Savage. What about mania then? Can it really be cured?
What kind of place do you think this is? So what if you're cured? You'll get infected again anyway. But that's not all. I heard that Iron replaced her left arm with a robotic one. And everyone's saying that she's literally no longer human.
Then where's she now?
A monster! A cold monster more often than any corruptor!
On the way back, Aaron keeps staring at her left arm, deep in thought. What are you thinking about? Are you upset by their insults? If I cared about that, Sala would have long ceased to exist. At least you can explain to them that nerve modification surgery is the only option. Explain? My requirements for the FAC are the same as the ones I have for myself. I value results over verbal promises. I can suppress one's mania and extend one's life. That should be a good explanation in and of itself. If it's not enough to persuade some people, I don't want to waste my breath on them. And they got one thing right. I am a cold monster. Only a cold, surgical monster can save a place like Syndicate. Warmth will only render one unable to make decisions at critical times. I can't be so cold and ruthless like you talked about.
I don't think you have no warmth. It is precisely because you're warm towards every person that you want to save every life. Even if a certain life is meaningless in the eyes of others, you are unwilling to let it perish. Like, yeah. Can you imagine, like, giving up your entire life, your entire career, just to go to a place that everyone abandoned, to save people there? To try, at least. Because no one else believed. Like, that takes so much fucking courage. And care. Don't assume that you know me well. But you didn't refute me either. Aaron gazes down at her right hand, releasing and then reclenching it. Even I can save everyone. That's why you need support from the FAC. That's why you let me watch the surgery up close, right? Personnel, technical and financial support. These can all definitely help you. Going about it alone is not good for your M value. You've seen the surgery already. Do you still not understand? You had a hard time keeping up with just your eyes. Imagine if you had to keep up with your hands. At present, the most critical part of this treatment is the surgeon's skills. Aside from me, there are no other surgeons who can perform such a complicated procedure in the city. Besides, my future goal is the possibility of full recovery after a patient's manic tumors are removed. That will require even higher skills. So what you're saying is, the FAC should first train doctors who are willing to treat mania. How many do you think will voluntarily step up to the challenge? Mania has been spreading for a long time, but Syndicate has ever only had one proper clinic. There will be. Even in the FAC, which you regard as incompetent, there are people like the 6th Squadron. Like Claire. Mania is not just a crisis for Syndicate, but one that threatens all of this city, and even the fate of humanity. I'm sure there will be people who are willing to step up, just like you did back then. What's so funny? You're very much like me from before. But you're luckier than I was back then. You have many friends, and that's why you're willing to believe in the good of humanity. Well, now you have a friend too. She pushes up her glasses. The reflection of the lenses conceals the trace of earnest sincerity behind her scoff. Alright, you lucky chief. No need to butter me up. I haven't promised to work with you or the FAC. You only saved a room full of people. Don't get too cocky. I want to save all of Syndicate. God damn! The night you returned to the NBCC, the Shackles' mind link seemed to show you fragments of Iron's past memories. They are about curing Syndicate, the mechanical arms, and the monsters. Eventually, Iron backed down on her terms of working with the FAC, eliminating the mania, and protecting civilians in exchange for clinical experiment data. This is one small step to the partnership, but one giant leap for this city to survive this disaster. My God. Well, that was a lot. And yeah, these are interrogations. This is the first interrogation we experienced, like, fully. Hella's interrogation, we only experienced, like, half of it. But most interrogations are like this. And S-class sinners, they have 4 stages. This one only had 3.
So some of them are gonna be way longer than this one. But still, getting to see how the people in the city are treating Syndicate, how they are treating Mania. You know, Mania is a virus that is spreading so much, and yet the city are kinda meh. Yes, there's FAC that's been founded to counteract Mania, but medics, researchers in the city, they don't give a shit. Well, there are people like Iron who just go out and get shit done. Evidently in some gruesome and inhumane ways. Morally questionable. But they do. They try their damn best. And after experiencing that interrogation, it just gave so much more context to Iron as a character. And well, yes, the Chapter 1 story was incredible, with the unnamed sinner, and the twists and turns. These are interrogations. This is what you are experiencing. This is the context that we are getting about the characters present in the story. And it just gives so much weight to everything. So this is why I'm a bit disheartened that characters like these are locked behind gacha. Because sure, you can pull for all S-class sinners all you want. And maybe eventually in a year you're gonna have the entire collection, maybe. If you're lucky. But there's also A-class 4 stars. And there's no guarantee system for them. Like in my personal experience, the sinner that was required for unlocking Hela's second interrogation, second part, it was the only sinner I did not have after 1 year of playing the game. I didn't have one single sinner. And it was that specific one. I could not play Hela's interrogation. Like, do you understand my frustration with the interrogation system? And why the requirement of having a character to unlock it is fucking stupid. I've complained about it in the video that I made, like, long time ago. And people still are defending this system, and I don't know why. But to each their own, I suppose. Anyway, next time we're gonna delve into An's interrogation and her backstory. We caught a glimpse of it here, and we'll get the full context next time, as well as to see how she is doing now in the present time. Thank you guys so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Toodles!